Dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happen in this country and people are now seeing it as being right because their side is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
Mr. President, recently we witnessed the demolition of the CDC headquarters in Comot Town, which was carried out through a court order. How does the administration ensure that such enforcement action are done fairly and without political interference?
The law is the law. It's not the government. It's the government implementation of the law. The police were ordered to do it, and they did it. If that demolition is removal of the people from premises that don't belong to them according to the law.
Why will George Weah, who is tempted by Joseph Boakai, who was drowning in his Egypt land, who was dead, very red up, dirty, stink, you could find him passing around, particularly dead and useless. Why will such a man conduct make you Weah vex that you will struck the work and then lose God's own mission to take you to the promised land? That was the test of time today for George Weah. If George Weah had reacted, you are falling in the place of Moses.
The Liberian National Police commends the Congress for Democratic Change for the discipline, calm, and statesmanship demonstrated during the recent eviction process. Your respect for the rule of law, despite the deep sentimental value and history attached to the property, reflects a maturity that strengthens Liberia's democracy. This movement is not only a testament to CDC's leadership, but also a reminder to all political institutions and citizens that our democracy grows stronger when lawful decisions are honored peacefully.
Today, you have a rebel police director who thinks that he has arrived. And the worst thing about all these people, they all benefited from the magnanimity of George Weah. Ranging from people on the bench of the Supreme Court, they got letters from George Weah. If some of them choose to pay him back with evil, it's up to them. The very Gregory Comer today, he worked in the previous administration when Weah came, he also got another letter again. If he chooses to do what he's doing, it's up to him. But one thing I can tell you for sure is this is how we had always been molded. That's how God has already molded Weah and catapult him into success. He will suffer rejection, denigration, humiliation. That has been his life. How can you make somebody who has been down the line their shame? The person has gone through shame. They have gone through disgrace. They have done everything they cared. Whatever people thought and were laughing at them, they surmount everything and catapult themselves into becoming someone who is towering that the whole world can look at today. What more can you do? You think you're bringing that person down? You're just hurting yourself. In fact, what you are doing, you are destroying yourself. You know what it takes for you to proud in yourself of being bad? When people are looking for good image, you are happy in becoming a bad person. George Weah would never ever never ever buy in to your tricks. He will never ever, never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. A bad person, George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. A bad person, George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, there's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
Today, you have a rebel police director.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country, as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
God Almighty, the creator and sustainer of the universe, we are grateful. Having kept watch over each and every one of us, He has brought us to this day, a day to not only exalt His name in holiness, purity, righteousness, but to do what is right for His society. When His people groan, we ought to speak. When they are weeping, we ought to give them comfort. When they are being suppressed by the tyrant, despot, dictator, we ought to come in and look in the dictator, tyrant, despot face and say, this is wrong. You have to stop. That's what we are, a whole radio. Patriotic and nationalistic, fearless, irrespective of who they are, what they possess. Military, police, jail, house, no fear whatsoever. Martin Luther King said, there's nothing to fear but fear itself. And the best way to defeat fear is to face fear. So it's another day, people. Thank you for joining us. All of you great people from where you are. Let's bring out some of you as quickly as we can. Not much time with God. Thanks for the support, we should say. Thanks for the pieces of advice. We are just grateful to you for everything. You are so good, man. Great people. Your support is noteworthy. Your presence, we are always inspired by. Clady Allison, Delaware, USA. Emmanuel Wilson, Fred Pega, 11th Street Sinker. Vamoyan Fofana, Augustine Munsa, Van Johnson, Bon County, Total, Rita Christine Hitz, Massachusetts, USA, Ralph Cooper, Denver, Colorado, Silva, Washington, Broadview City, Paris Lobot, New Jersey, USA, Divine Farley, Beverly Hills, Juja Oneway, Manjebe Son Kamara, United Arab Emirates, Mortat Kabar, Matthew Choluplay, Philip Tukba, Eugene Jobo, Capital Bypass, Tomansin Kalfa, Upper Caldwell, Samukai, Setu Jebo, Johnsonville, Clarence Dwayne, Morovia, Willem Hoff, Minnesota, USA, Emmanuel Bro, Minnesota, USA, Hotel Gatti, Batnersville Junction, Venetia's Bar, New Town, Claude de Port, Jack Foley Tombika, Broville, Bible College Junction, George Watkins, Montserrat County, District 13, Malu Fofana, 20th Street, Sinker, Mantonian Son, VOA Junction, Bella Tia, Painesville, Jacob Town, Hezekiah Door, District 17, Broville, Mark Anthony Young, Boozy Quarter, Princess Elpidets, Gunter City, Nima County, Stanley Bozo, Congress City, Heron Tito Junior, Caldwell, Ansu Famule, Bapin Paul Lee, Johnsonville, Osman Saul, Galley Street Business Center, Salaye Kemoun, Johnsonville, Joy Momolu, Business Center, Galley Street, Julie Johnson, the same place, Galley Street, Lawrence Winning, Slipway, community member of the block behind Liberia Land Authority, That's Jukontichie Business Center. My dear sister, Orita Sonny Choir, welcome. Hope that you are faring well. All of you great people. The chairman has just come on. Roman Rico, Kenny Ball, Latupan, chairman, Block Titan Intellectual Center, Beninta Undebi, Johnsonville, Joseph Menza, Minnesota, USA. All right. The list, the names running down like river running down a hill. Too very many. But all of you, we acknowledge your presence. Let's get out of Liberia briefly. A university in the United States, Lincoln University in Pennsylvania, has canceled its planned honorary doctorate ceremony for Ghanaian President John Dramani Mahama just 2 days before the event, citing concerns over Ghana's recently passed Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill, widely described as anti-LGBTQ. The university has been set to honor John Dramani Mahama for his leadership and public service, but backlash over his support for the bill reportedly prompted reconsideration. The sudden cancellation has sparked debate across Ghana about global expectations on human rights leadership versus national political positions. This incident also reflects a broader trend as several African countries have faced international pressure, aid cuts, and sanctions after enacting strict anti-LGBTQ legislation. Ukraine is turning to Mozambique for quiet feed natural gas as Iran war continues to strain its energy supply. During talks with Mozambique President Daniel Ochapo, Ukrainian President Zelensky said both nations see an opportunity for mutual support. Ukraine needs new gas supplies, while Mozambique, which is battling Islamic insurgency, is interested in Ukraine's security expertise. Mozambique is engaging as a major global gas supplier, especially after the revival of its large LNG project with Total Energies, expected to produce up to 13 million tons annually. For Ukraine, this marks another step in diversifying away from Russian gas, which it has not imported since 2015. And Nigeria's Dangote mega refinery says it has begun exporting fuel to other African countries after global oil prices scarce or soar due to the war in the Middle East. Data from tanker tracking firm Cape Lord show on Monday that Nigeria's exports of clean petroleum products had more than doubled daily in March. Dangote Refinery, which is owned by Africa's richest man, Ali Dangote, announced late on Sunday that it had sold 12 cargoes totaling 456,000 tons of fuel. Shipments now stand at around 90,000 barrels per day. The recipients so far include Cote d'Ivoire, Cameroon, Tanzania, Ghana, and Togo. Interestingly, Liberia is out. Keep going after your opponents. Keep being hateful while you are losing ground politically, leadership-wise. Countries are turning their back on us people. But let's start with the first story, if you have not understood, well, this is it. The same thing happened to Liberia. During the regime of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the international community, with America leading that crusade, was so strong. They were persistent and consistent at allowing LGBTQ to take root in Liberia. And they had people working on the ground. They made a promise to former President Sirleaf. The former Canadian Prime Minister was the one who the international community was using to get that off the ground in Liberia. Justin Trudeau. Justin Trudeau was in Liberia, I think about 1 or 2 times, and he was blunt that Liberia needs to open up to global human rights on this, on that, sexual orientation, respecting people's rights. The country is a global village. They will say all that. They know how to use the rhetorics and a lot more. But the culture being so resistive, former President Sirleaf didn't give in to it. Even at that, they try straining her, strangling her government, because at that time, the United States was giving so much money. One government that was so rich in Liberia, apart from the natural resources, the Unity Party government under Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. And that's why corruption was widespread. People looted, people manipulated the system professionally, but in a greedy way. People were just taking money from the coffers. They were manipulating. They were building houses, finishing their houses in 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, because there wasn't accountability. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf didn't have control over anything corruption whatsoever. So the money was pouring in, but the cultural resistance was so strong. They tried. Along the way, the international community wanted to impose a sanction on Liberia. They saw Liberia as being unruly, resistive, because the West position on this thing, the West politics is, they have everything. They see Africa as subservient. Subservient means you don't have much. Even if you have, it's not sustainable. So you will look up to another person or another country to be of help to you. That's what a subservient country is. A subservient person is the same. Once you don't have, the little that you have is not sustainable. It can take you further as you want to go. So you will need another person who has much or has more. Therefore, you become a praying person or a worshiping person. You fall at that person's feet. That's how the West see themselves. Remember now, at the end of the day or along the way, what they, it wasn't merely on this LGBTQ stuff, but on bad leadership. Donald Trump first term, on bad leadership, he saw how African leaders were holding on to power. They were subjecting the people to hardship and a lot more. It was based on that he used the expression that the African continent was a shithole African continent. Please accept my unprofessional stuff, but I just want to quote him just as it is. They've tried in other countries, African countries, nowhere. What they want to do, the West wants all the African countries should sign on to this LGBTQ thing, that man has the right to live, do what they want to do as per their sexual orientation, that the country should be open up to lesbian lifestyle. A woman can take on another woman and marry her in whatever the church, if they are Christians, if they are in whatever they believe, once they have that preference according to the West, their sexual orientation should be respected. The West campaign for this is not on religious, nothing religious ground. But if you are a Christian and you want you and your man-to-man, husband and wife to marry in a church because you people are Christians, fine. But the LGBTQ drive or campaign that the West had always put, they have not used religion. They've used sexual orientation. They use love of God, that God loves everybody. Everybody should be respected. You should respect people for who they are. You should honor and respect their preference. No one infringes on the rights of another person. God created everybody equal. These are some of the very many lines they use as we listen to their arguments, their debates, their intellectual discussions here and there as justification for allowing. So Ghana, because the president said no, they say no, we're not going to give you a doctorate degree or honorary doctorate degree since you don't want to do as we want. Since you have instituted anti-LGBTQ laws, then, and watch it, not only that, they will try the best they can. They will look for other means by which they can stifle, or they will stifle Ghana. That's what they have done to other African countries who could not afford, they end up giving in. So you see in those countries, a man getting married, woman getting married. So you don't be surprised because Ghana is close, even though we do not share border, but Ghana is an African country. It's not about border, it's about the content. If they can do it to Ghana, then imagine our country, Liberia. Do you know also, I'm not being absolute here with this, so don't take me very serious as 100% on that. But all of us know what unfolded over the months with this Methodist misunderstanding about their handbook. One school or taught in the Methodist church say the handbook said this, another school or taught say the handbook did not say this. We don't want same sex, that led to breaking away. I cannot tell you that the West was behind it, but you can sense for yourself. That's why I say I can't be absolute. Don't take my for a fact 100%. I do not know whether the West been behind it, but we saw in our country the argument. One group said that the handbook, the other group said no, the handbook ain't say this. The other group said the pastor, the bishop, he had all along want to introduce the same-sex marriage in the church. All of us know in our country. Because our culture is different and our constitution is definitive, that means you won't see it there. It's not there. Since it is not there, then nobody can hang on to any line in our constitution. That's what I mean when I say the constitution is definitive. Our culture is conservative, meaning our culture ain't open to that kind of thing. Our culture is resistive to it. But this is what I want you to get in mind. It takes the leader. The leader is the gatekeeper of any country. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, former president, Republic of Liberia, stood as the gatekeeper against all of the infiltrations, the threats, the temptations, just everything that the West, with America leading it, to introduce same-sex in our country. It didn't work. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf stood as gatekeeper. I can remember when it got heated She got an invitation to go to the Hatay Center on Kerry Street. At that time, had the coin Archie Pompon that today is against George Weah. Archie Pompon story was just, it was coming, it was it in the middle? Because from the onset, it got so hard at that time. They had Truth FM on Ashmont Street with, how I call our man, he was managing, he's at the court now as the public affairs man. So it went far and wide. Archie Pompon was on the radio station and people went there. They wanted to burn him, all kinds of stuff. He had people supporting him. He had people against him. Couple of days or weeks after, former President Sirleaf look at it, she got an invitation and say, I will honor this invitation. I will go to the Hatay Center. And that's one of the things used to like a former President Sirleaf. She will move to those kind of places. Former President Weah is not like this one we have now. He too Congo can go around certain people. So she went there and the lecture was interesting, but it was heated. So people started asking that. They asked a couple of questions relative to that. And one of the questions really went to her. The way the question was asked, like she has already approved it. She paused for a little while. Ambrose Mann, thank you. She paused for a little while and she said, never would that happen. This country is not open to that. This country has always been the way it is. The international partners, other people watching, listening, that's how it died down. Again, they came around. They wanted to have it still because what they do, they will test a government. When that president is weak, they take advantage of it. So when they realize this gatekeeper in former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf man the gate very well against such a menace, they say, let's wait. When she's leaving, since her time is coming to an end, we come. We will help her to support the man that is coming in. Thank God, he played in Europe. He went from one end to another. He understood all of those cultures, our rights are respected, and all of those things. Again, the king, they say, well, let's try former President Weah. He did not give them face. Again, he did not give them ground because the former president knows exactly his culture. And to avoid anything of such that will have led to an uprising by the people, having understood the culture, he said, will not give any ear whatsoever to anything like that. I know the people of this country. We will not give any ear. So whatever, please, you hold on to it. You can use it in whatever way you want to use it in your culture, but this culture is conservative. It will not happen. From that time, all of the time we are staying in power, you're not hearing that thing. No, you're not hearing it. When you resist them, just as Ellen resisted as the nation's gatekeeper, just as George Weah resisted as the nation gatekeeper, they can go back. Then they start looking for another place that they can have it. What you see in Ghana, that's what they're doing in Ghana. They say, okay, since you say you can, and you have instituted laws against, you are anti-LGBTQ, we're not doing this. We're not conferring that honor on you. In fact, other things that ought to go to Ghana will step on it. That's how the international community works. And that is why when the country is independent, even though No country is absolute. Everybody needs everybody because everybody has some kind of shortcomings, limitations, some way, somehow. But to a greater extent, when the country is viable enough, the West don't play with you. The West don't play with you. You heard the next story about Ukraine and Mozambique? How Ukraine was forced to turn to Mozambique because of what Mozambique had. Now, the reason they turned to Mozambique, they're not too sure whether the Middle East conflict will end soon. And the longer it lasts, it's going to affect their country. Look how far they are. And Mozambique, an African country, look, you see there. It's our country, which we may not have the products as much as the other countries have, but we have a lot more that in terms of crisis, other countries can turn to us. But what we're doing, we are giving it to the white men and we are subservient. So don't be surprised when you hear your government. Already the Minister of Foreign Affairs, when the United States government put forth this Garcia issue, what did the Minister of Foreign Affairs say? Say Liberia is a hospitable country. Liberia is safe haven. So don't be surprised. One day you hear your Minister of Foreign Affairs, your Minister of Information saying that this country is a hospitable country. The country is not a Christian country. This country is secular state. Well, we respect everybody's opinion. We incorporate everybody's opinion. And then they start giving reason for same-sex marriage, LGBTQ. Everybody will come inside. So you will see, they will say we want to have our wedding on the street. They will pay for the street, just as when the people ready behind Central Bank, they flood the road, car road, the road for car to pass, built for cars. The people will go and sit down there drinking, and nobody will say anything. But yesterday it was wrong, today it's not wrong, but that is not the issue. They will say we want to have our wedding in the open. And they will have police officers to guide and to protect them. Because any attempt to go on there is an infringement. They will ensure, the West will ensure that you make amendments, meaning you make changes to certain lines in your constitution, so that it will be, even though no law is binding, but it will give that viability. Will give that constitutional reliance that nobody can infringe on them. If anybody did, that provision will affect you. So a man can stand on Buchanan Street, or the man and the woman can go in wherever the place, call their people in, do everything right there. You gotta respect them. So you brace yourselves. There are certain statements when your leaders are making, you have to take note. You have to take note. They open up to accepting Garcia, even though he hasn't come, it's still complicated. The West can say, we gave you, you want development. When they know that you're so eager, you have natural resources, but you know how to use it. Not only do they exploit your natural resources, but they use your natural resources against you as the weapon to accepting what they want. That President Walker, you want to do this, you want to build a new hydro. So we will volunteer to build a new hydro at 300 million. We put forth 75, we put forth the first 150 million. Please sign, issue a decree for the introduction of same-sex marriage in Liberia. The Unity Party government look at it 300 million. Us, a lie ago. No way. And Bujuben Keita, you call his advisor, legal advisor, Bujuben Keita, all the other people, you sit down, you craft something. You send it to the legislature. Already we have our United Party people there, the opposition less. You send it, your party will have regime speaker, same-sex marriage in like LGBTQ. What you will do? You will not do nothing. You will just talk. We get on the radio, we talk too, we help you to talk. It finished. Just how the people can say. The country that 2-3 days thing, it finished. What you do? You just be getting there when you see the people getting married, men getting married. Already they in the honor ground. But just telling you how the West is wicked. They will give you, but not a dime they are giving you free. Every dollar you hear them giving to the Unity Party government, it's not free. It's not free. There is the doctrine of reciprocity. Political doctrine of reciprocity. It simply means that we gave you, you gave us in return. But they will make it to appear like they're giving you everything and they're taking nothing in return. What kind of government will look at 40 million? 40 million is not small money. 75 million, 28.4 million, and give it to you as if Liberia is the only country that is existing on earth, or the only country that is not developed and they want it to be developed. Every dime the World Bank gives you, they get something in return. Every dime those international borders and regional borders put in the country, they get something in return. That is why your resources are being depleted. That is why you cannot stand on your own. Not that you don't have the ability to stand on your own, but you put everything, your natural resources, at the disposal of the white man. So when the white man feeling on there, it may you're sitting there, you're signing, then you see the tap people, then say the tap brother signing, and the people they're getting everything. China, every damn China putting here, they're getting something in return. China is not a billion trillion year country. They just get money all over. China does not volunteer. China goes with the doctrine of reciprocity. When they say the billing this for you, they're getting something in return. What kind of government will put in their money and they will wish nothing in return? What country on this earth does that? No country does it. No country. We, as poor as we are, when we're doing anything for another country, we're getting something in return. The richest man on earth goes with the doctrine of reciprocity. Every investment, he must get a return on it. No rich man gives anything free. No. All right. That will be doing it for that. Let's go to the second pointer we've got on our plate. Well, the situation in Guinea, in my opinion, is a political pause. A political pause is what you're trying to figure out a solution. Pause is what you play to find when something is complicated, something is not readily understood. You can actually comprehend or understand what is happening. That's what it is with the Guinea situation. Guinea and Liberia, rather, in the third. There is the tripartite mystery. There's the tripartite mystery. The tripartite mystery. The mystery here is Guinea is tight-lipped, Liberia is silent, Sierra Leone is playing the cat and mouse game. That is a mystery right there. Of these three people, somebody has to say something. Everybody in this country have just been speculating. And some of the speculations have substance. But it doesn't point to the actual cause. On top of it, if we're not careful, the situation might get more serious. Why? The government's information is bad off. The government information is a distorted one. The way the government is going out with its information dissemination, it could further exacerbate or cause a serious problem. The government Ministry of Information has already heightened tension in the country. Yeah, what they did. The statement that came from the Minister of Information now gave those ex-combatants who think that Liberia is at war with itself, that Liberia is factionalized, that the conflict is internal. The conflict isn't internal. To say that, the guys volunteer. Moreover, what that kind of information does on the other side of the political divide, Guinea, hearing that in any military situation, they take it serious, that the people from Liberia, that Liberian government might use some of the ex-combatants to come in. Remember, they had to call in the sheriff guy. I can't remember his first name, but the last name is Sheriff. When he was in Liberia, what did the Guinean government say? The Guinean government accused Liberia of sending people, accused the Unity Party government of sending people in Guinea to cause disturbance when they were demanding that Sheriff be released onto them. We forgot that part. They accused Liberia. We were yet saying, no, our country can do that. Oh, if some people, they just have their individual right, or they will just choose to do things on their own. The government here will not send people in Guinea to cause any instability. We talked that. It lasted for almost 2 weeks. How Shari left from here? Well, that's it. But the Guinean government made that clear. The people will now go back in the past hearing ex-combatants signing up, announcing their readiness, only one approval from the government. That statement made by Pia. That's why you see in communication, communication is very vital. The greatest weapon I can say is communication. You know why? That communication will determine either people get in action or they refrain. The way you will say it. If you say that people should volunteer to go, you're telling the people, as Liberians, you can move in Guinea. When those Liberians stood there and put the flag of Liberia up, and people were praising them, I said, no, it was not about praise. We were to tell them, you stop, you leave it, let the authorities move in. Because they were risking not only their lives, but they were sending a message to the Guinean authorities that we can resist you. In a military situation, especially a fragile military situation like that, once you position yourself in such a manner, they don't see you as civilians again. They don't see you as civilians. So what we have before us, the tension is still on. At one point in time, it comes down. Less than no time, it on again. People are confused. They just don't know what to do. It's all because 3 persons involved, the 3 persons can say. The information that came from the Minister of Information was not right at all. It was not right. We have to be very careful. Now, these are the people who were saying yesterday that George Weah did not know anything. We'll always go back to the past. We'll always compare. There is no way we'll talk here and not go back to the past what the United Party did. They said George Weah did not have good communication system. George Weah people were just talking all over the place loosely. Granted. But here you are. You are causing a problem. The Minister of Information statement is sufficient to cause anything. Look at Bodneke. Listen to what Bodneke say. The Unity Party fighter. Did the Minister of Information caution Bodneke? Did anybody within Unity Party caution Bodneke by telling him to stop? Nobody. The generals come up, the ex-combatants, they say, we're ready to go into Guinea. Nobody saying anything. The Guinean government said, okay. So they are preparing to come. When such information start entering Guinea, the man is a junta ruler. The man is not a democratic, diplomatic person. The man is a junta ruler. There is a difference between a diplomatic leader and a junta ruler. Look at the man's background. Continue to tell you because I've researched the man. Look at the man's background. Look at the man's background. There is nothing civilian associated with the man from childhood to where he is. Everything the man's life had been the military. The man was involved in training at the highest level. He led missions around the world. High-profile missions. Somebody who understands guerrilla warfare. Somebody who knows what it takes to defend his territory. A military, a junta ruler of that nature does not take anything for granted. No. Y'all read a man's profile. I beg you are available. Y'all read a man's profile. The man not a talking type. I'm not close to him, but the bits and pieces that came out on him. But when you see the man, say you know. Look at the man on the screen. He's not a talking type. The man is a junta leader, a junta ruler. Trust nobody, not even his inner cycle. Least to talk about the external. A junta ruler. Look at the guy in Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traoré. Look at Ibrahim Traoré. Ibrahim Traoré does not have absolute faith in his inner cycle. That's how a junta ruler operates. Then you talk about people outside. You talk about external stuff. That man ain't got no time for anything. That man can regret nothing. That man cannot look at anything as regional this, regional that. As far as he's concerned, his responsibility is to protect Guinea as the gatekeeper of Guinea. We have to be careful. In such a fluid situation, you want to know what to say, when to say, to whom you are saying it. How can the people who claim to be highly educated complicating a matter that could have been resolved in a twinkling of an eye? Because Guinea was willing. Not until our people start acting all kind of way, saying speaker go to the border, making outlandish statements. The other person go there. The other person talking all kinds of things all over the place. How can you be in a situation like that? Everybody speaking. Everybody wants to get involved. That which has to do with country to country, especially when one country is fully militarized, ready to move at all times and any time. You want to leave it with the experts. You want to leave it. There are certain things not everybody get involved. But this country, the government that claims to be highly educated, everybody getting involved with this whole Guinea thing. That will make one of the reasons why it's getting so complicated by the day. Everybody talking, everybody getting involved, everybody knows everything instead of leaving it with the people who are responsible. what is happening? You think Dumuya going to sit down there like Mumu and just allow? The man has already strengthened. He has already spoken to the people. You see, every now and then his general at the border there. Every now and then his general at the border. Now the general will not go there and tell you, say, we're ready, we fortified. No, they will use the military politics. That is, okay, yeah, we are one this and that. But yeah, it's a military person, a military, they always understand by. Go to Guinea border, go see. They will not show you the weapon, but I know because that's how people operate. We've seen that thing, we've learned. Besides our one or two idea physically that we've seen of other, we get idea from movies. We see how they operate. They will come and be talking, but they've already fortified. You will not know. They strengthen their area. What kind of military will leave? What kind of country will leave their area vulnerable? And you'll be talking political talk. Every time you see that general over there, they've already fortified that area. Everywhere fortified, they have the armor, everything set. That man is a junta ruler. Nobody overlook that man. In the military, when you overlook your colleague, you done. You think that man a fun man? I respect that man. Oh, from the very day I read that man profile, I gave up. That man. The whole of Guinea afraid of the man. The whole of Guinea afraid of that man. The man became president of Guinea just as Charles Taylor became president here. Charles Taylor did not become president by election because he was a popular person, that the people like him, and so they voted for him overwhelmingly. No, Charles Taylor became president because the people were afraid. They knew his background. They knew exactly what the National Patriotic Front of Liberia did. And they saw how Charles Taylor positioned himself. They saw the killings that went on. They saw the approval. They knew everything. So with Charles Taylor coming to town and contesting, then on top of it, Charles Taylor in the election and said, not only the angels in heaven cannot even save the chairman of the National Elections Commission, then you expect that election will be a democratic, free, fair. So the people gave just an overwhelming vote. So they can tell people to come on and be killing people. Yeah, the one we have seen we tie plenty of people now die. That just how it was in Guinea, or it is in Guinea. They know who the man is. He doesn't take mess. Yes, some of the internal things from Guinea around that man. But look at the man's sister. The man's sister, have you saw that video? The man's sister is going to pray. You think that the man, you see the armed men around the woman. You can see their faces. Just the sister. Then the man himself. Please, what I'm simply saying, let Unity Party people, yourself, George Weah, did not have understanding that George Weah communication was a distorted one. And honestly, the way things were going to the information, former President Weah, he studied it good and he saw some failures. He saw some errors too, to be honest. So he brought Reverend Dr. Lawrence Bropley to fine-tune the government information flow. That's how Lawrence Bropley came on board. You're asking. Here we are today, we're faced with the same thing. So what Bouaka needs to do? He got all the people speaking all over the place. They complicated this thing. And listen, whether we like it or not, nobody wants war. Liberia is not fighting war. Nobody should be talking about war yet. It is not a war. It is not a civil war. You hear people say, oh, we want war. Oh, we fought 14 years of war in the country. Or our people didn't die. No, stop saying that thing. Come on, you are only frightening yourself. It is not internal conflict. That is what they call external. So you should be telling your government, your Unity Party government, to take time to address it. You can shout, Oh, you can act like you're afraid. When we were in the country, yeah, we were Guinea in the country. Guinea not in the country, Guinea far, Guinea way on our side. You should be saying that let President Bouaka tell the people what really happening. Until the government can say the truth. Guinea, let me tell you, we giving you information because you said we opposition, so we'll just say all kind of things. Thank God, we take it as a compliment as long as we are saying the truth. Because just how you can get information, we can get information too. Everybody getting information. The people fortify their area. That man, that junta ruler, not because they had that thing over there called election. That man still maintain his junta instinct. The people feeling fortifying their area. Ha, yaka. So, you know, I know, you told the truth. So everything will be settled. They say, speak the truth, and the truth shall set you free. You tell Unity Party to speak the truth, so the truth will set him free. Sierra Leone, we got information. They say, oh, Guinea sending Sierra Leonean back. Yeah, that information we got. Guinea sending Sierra Leonean back. I don't know how true it is, but that's what we heard. If they did that, they know the reason. The going tour again. The defense minister, Geraldine George, she going to address the nation. After Bouaka addressed the nation, she going to address the nation too. A defense minister. What they should have done from the beginning, something that involves the two countries. Everybody, Speaker John there, Information Minister John there, all the people then jumping in, everybody talking, everybody explaining. There are certain things you just refrain, leave it with the people. You say we was disorganized. And then why you say crisis came up in this country? You people say we are disorganized. You people say we could not think independently. That was one of the things that you people were saying as opposition people. You people say we could not think independently. Oh, the man can think independently. The man can reason all by himself. The man depend on people. Yeah, it's it. Bouaka. We cannot tell you that Bouaka can reason. It would be foolhardy for me to tell you that Bouaka can reason all by himself, because Bouaka is educated. Bouaka can reason all by himself. But in such a situation, you want to tell your people, let everybody stop talking and leave that thing with the people who are responsible. When such an issue comes out, who's the first person the president ought to speak with? His defense minister, followed by the other people. Geraldine George is now going in her capacity as the Minister of National Defense, having been briefed. The full understanding she got from the three sides, Liberia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone, with Liberia's position, is what she's going to explain now. Had everybody just left that whole thing and gave the people chance, the disinformation, misinformation, distorted, so would not have come. The government complicated this whole thing. What was the reason of Bouaka addressing the nation now? What was the reason of regime speaker and his people going there now? What's the reason of all those so-called interventions? Because people make interventions to find solution. And before you insert yourself into a situation, you must know the root, the cause of it, because it is the cause that you are going to address so that you solve the problem. Why all those things? Nothing. Tension is still running high at the border. Guinea is on the alert. They just feel that Liberia can infiltrate at any time. Instead of the people telling, when these people came here, they see us combatant. Something happened in this country during Weah's time. They came, they say, oh, they're defending country. They're defending this, they're defending the government. What did President Weah do? President Weah instructed the information minister at that time, Len Eugene Nangwe Yogo Asin, say Sam Andrew saying, to tell those people to stop immediately and move. And in fact, the country was against them. They did not have the support. The citizens of this country, with the exception of the opposition that was in support of them, the rest of the people went against them. Only Unity Party people. What were they saying? Oh, Magé get a concubine group. That Magé supporting the other ex-combatants. Magé get this, Magé get that. They have pictures all over the place because they wanted to cause instability. The same ex-combatants ended out today. So can we say that Unity Party government bringing them out? No. But you have to look at the situation as delicate as it is and say, in your capacity as president, Mr. Information Minister, the statement you made was wrong. Do an apology, a retraction. Secondly, tell those ex-combatants who want to volunteer that we don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. All these announcements, these different stuff provoking, heightening the situation. Guinea president have had series of meetings, or the ruler, junta ruler. I don't want to be calling him president because I know the difference between president and junta ruler. He continues to have series of briefings with his people. That's why he positioned his general at the border every now and then to accepting the situation and report back to him. You continue talking and talking. They want you anyone say Boga get good leadership again, Boga restore international image. They want is also international to of Liberia, even though it's regional. You can say that one. Why you can call the foreign minister in the one, Sarah Beslow Yanti? You no praise for Sarah Beslow Yanti in the one. She can get involved in the one. Oh, I'll go sit down there. The former president, former government laid the groundwork for everything. Boga restore international image. Boga restore country in there. Yeah, Boga go restore the other image now. Nonsense. So let's go to when I tell you people, or when we tell you that the election time is coming closer, you want to believe it. But we'll continue to remind you, it is our responsibility that our profession will remind you. Even if you disagree with us, we'll still remind you. Yeah. The election is getting closer. Do not look at 2029 as being far. 2029 isn't far. No, 2029 isn't far. If you look at yourself and say you want to do this project, but I have time to do the project, you will not complete that project because at the time you think you want to do it and you have time, time will not be available to you. Time is gradual, but it's fast. The National Elections Commission has started. Expect before 2029, 2026, 2027, expect a new chairman of the National Elections Commission. Expect that. But political parties have started preparing. Why are they preparing? Because they know that political time technically runs fast. Then you will see it literally. So parties are preparing. Individual candidates have started preparing, sourcing funding, talking with people, getting their party structure intact, getting just everything intact, so that when the time is coming closer and the National Elections Commission start to make requests here and there, start to do what they can do as per their responsibility, these political parties will not be caught unaware. The National Elections Commission itself will not be caught unaware. Moreover, they have started voicing their resolve for the presidency. They have started expressing how hopeful they are. CMC, Musability, Representative Musability, that according to him, he's confident he's going to win the 2029 elections. He's going to win the 2029 presidential elections, and he is 100% confident, and you have to respect that. In this political race, you have to respect everybody's opinion. We support George Weah. We know that George Weah is the next president, but we cannot be dismissive of another person's opinion, another person's political preference. We respect that, and we work towards ours while they work towards theirs. So he expressed his confidence that he is upbeat and confident of becoming the next president of Liberia, that he is convinced he is the best person for the presidency 2029. He said that he is the best person to turn this country called Liberia because he has the experience, the capacity, and the mental stability to make Liberia great. That's what he said. He has just everything. He has the mental stability, he has the capacity, he has the experience to make Liberia great, better. He is the head of the Citizens Movement for Change. Some people would think that Musability is new, and so Musability would not make an impact. I cannot say he cannot win the 2029 elections, neither cannot say he will win the 2029 elections. Everybody has one vote, and everybody has their preference. Depending on how you play your cards, if the people favor you, they will give you their vote. But it is a foregone conclusion that George Weah is the next president. It doesn't stop us from talking about what other people say as per their preference. Ability has announced it. He said he's confident, he has the capacity, he has the experience, he can make a better president of Liberia. Great, fine. Over the days, you will hear other individuals, aspirants, announcing their position. Why are they doing all of these? And they will continue to do because the election, they know from their political calculation, 2029 is close. We are in the 24th day of March. A week from now, we are in April. After April, we hit in the middle of the year. Less than no time, 2026 is off, 2027 on. We are not in 2023. No. We are not in 2023. We are in 2026. 2026. Stick it in your ears, your Unity Party people. We are in 2026. You don't have long or many years again. when 2026 finish, will be done in a couple of months. That 2027 right there. 2027, that the the meantime, National Elections Committee, National Election Committee doing it, other political parties doing that, the whole time, the whole country will just be everything. 2029, that the discussion you hear all over the place. Events will be happening. People will not have time for those events. Everybody will be thinking, everybody will be talking, everybody will be dreaming, everybody will be eating 2029 election. The National Elections Commission right now, if you go there, challenge me, go there on 9th Street, you will see. And I get my men in there. They told me, they said they have started. That one by Dana Hali, I get friends there, just how people get friends all over. People say they're doing this, they're doing that, they're conducting the other workshop, they're doing they're putting in this application for this, they want this and so person. They don't. Why all those things point to what? 2029. If you think that Unity Party has enough time to do anything significant, anything massive, anything unprecedented before 2029, you're living in the world of illusion. President Bouaga knows, the people know. That's why they're giving rhetoric all over the place. They know. We know political calculation. We know political timing. There is no time there for Unity Party again. Couple of months from now, 2027, after 2027, 2027, Unity Party will not get time for this and that, because you have to concentrate most of your time on preparation, on planning, on doing this, on doing that, on doing that. That's when now you hear the president say, oh, we want to do this, and you know, we're doing that, and we here at the time, and you'll give a second chance, and everything will be on second chance, second chance, second chance, second chance, second chance, second chance, second chance. That's why I want to tell you, everything working for the good of George Weah, you can't believe it. You'll be fumbling. You'll be hurting yourself. So Billy Tate said that he's going to be, everybody knows his political party is out, and he has been doing significantly well developmentally in his county and other places that you can dismiss. It's good for the country, and we can take positive from it because he is an opposition person. Even though this country is not open in terms of strength, honesty, and integrity to association, merger, alliance, coalition. Because less than no time, a crack. The only, as far as I know, been following Liberia's politics, the only coalition that held for years, that CDC, Coalition for Democratic Change, CDC, NPP, what are other parties? Beyond that, this country does not have the history of coalition, merger, association, alliance lasting for a month. For a month. No. Only that CDC tripartite arrangement. So Billy Tate is doing well. He's won to be president. Let's respect his position and let's go. Then hear what they said. There is this argument that came out so strong, and people think that they can dismiss Musa Billy Tate. They say Musa Billy Tate Party, Citizens Movement for Change, is the auxiliary of CDC. You know what is that? That's fear. That's fear. That's fear. That's fear. And I think we need many opposition parties. United Party is done. United Party is done. Unity Party finish. You'll be yeah. No, the party that auxiliary of CDC. Most ability going to command a sizable number. Sorry for Unity Party. Don't overlook it. Don't overlook ability. The only person that I am convinced will not even get 25,000 votes, will not even get 10,000 votes, that the man who has betrayed the opposition cause, opposition togetherness, opposition oneness, Alexander Cummings. Alexander Cummings, ANC, they will never get 10,000 or 25,000 votes. Take it for joke. Everywhere Alexander Cummings, ANC goes, they will never. The people done with them, they finish with that party. The best thing he can do for himself is to sign on to Bouaka early, join Unity Party, because he already said he support Bouaka. So if he doesn't win the election, it ain't mean anything. If he doesn't become president, it ain't mean anything. When Bouaka be president, it already. A man who say opposition, who wants to be president. So I tell you that Comey has never, you see why? You see why the people did so well not to vote, not to give Cummings the number. You see how Cummings would have messed up the presidency? You see the inexperience? You see inexperience. You look at it. Is that a maturity? It's not maturity. It's inexperience to the core. It tells us that he was going to allow the presidency, if the country had ever made that mistake to elect him, go loose, uncontrollable. You are going to sell this country to the gay and lesbians or the LGBTQ masters. That's why you see the man showing no time. The man say, even he be president, Bouaka be president, no problem. Even he wins, it ain't mean anything to him. So that kind of man in 2029 race, who will vote for him? So yeah, if they say CMC is a subset of CDC or auxiliary of CDC, what are your business? You're entitled to your opinion, but that is a separate political party. It got nothing to do with CDC. CDC got nothing to do with that political party. Everybody on the racetrack, everybody, Martin Luther King said, he who runs must run faster or remain behind. So, and you see the trackers on the track, you run faster. If you run faster, you remain behind the race. But nobody is concerned about the next person. That's how the political race is. CDC has no time for ANC, CDC has no time for CMC, CMC has no time for CDC, CDC has no time for MPC has no time for CDC. Everybody on their own. So don't live with that illusion that this political party is an auxiliary of this party. They are all separate, distinct political opposition parties striving for the presidency. Concentrate on. So if you say if that is the argument, then can we say that PAP and Sir Joseph party? Sir Joseph is a Kisi man. They say they're supporting Joseph Bouaka because Joseph Bouaka is Kisi from Lofa County. So 2029, one of the things that will go so dominate 2029 is tribal politics. People will be voting on tribal line. They will vote on religious line. The debate will be on all of those lines. It will be on kinship line that will be together as friends for 10 years, 15 years. So I prefer to vote for my friend. Even when my friend don't have the qualification, even when my friend don't have the number. That's the kind of atmosphere that Unity Party introduced. So PMP now, MPMP, the Kisi Party, Sir Joseph Party. Sir Joseph Party is auxiliary of Unity Party. So what if you say CMC is auxiliary of Unity Party, auxiliary of CDC, then we can say PAP is auxiliary of Unity Party because the Kisi Party. So they will vote for Sir Hali Joseph, or people will vote for Job Walker because the Kisi Party. I say 2029, would that be easy? It will be too deadly. So now let's go home, then we turn to you. Let's do the rather. You see how the people, how they play on you people, the electorate, how they use your, how they use your. Sir Joseph went and told the people that when he becomes president, he will give Muslims holiday in this country. He will give them holiday. They will have holiday in this country. You see, when we tell you be careful, you open your eyes, you think good. You don't believe these politicians. Politicians only use you to get what they want. No politician sees you as being significant. They only see you as surrogates so that they can use you to accomplish their aims. Nothing else besides that. If you think there's anything or they are in your interest, that is a lie. They never, they're not in your interest. They are only excited about you when they can use you to accomplish their aims. Once they've done that, once they get what they want, they're done with you. You finish. You finish. They have no time for you. You can go and cry. You can weep. You can do whatever you want to do. As far as they're concerned, you're not important again. You're not significant. So he had the audacity to tell the people that when he became president, if he will ever become, he will give them holiday, that Muslims will have holiday. And you know why he said it? Because he sees these people, the high obsession for holiday. That's how the politicians can look for obsession. They look for weakness. Sir Joseph knows that the Muslims in this country, they're so hard for holiday. So he said, okay, good. Let me announce to them ahead of time so they will start coming around. But you think the Muslims are stupid? Sir Ali Joseph, sorry. The Muslims are not stupid. Edwin Snow did that same thing here. He betrayed the people. When he was running to become senator, the senator he is today, he went and told the Muslims of his county that if they elect him as senator, he in the house, he will make sure that he push a legislation with his colleagues, and his colleagues he has the support of his colleagues that they will have holiday. Those Muslim people overwhelmingly gave their vote to Snow. When Snow got in the place, when the people raised the issue with him, he started making fun of them. Today, they stay crying for holiday. They didn't get it. Sir Joseph comes to capitalize on the same thing because of the Muslims' obsession for holidays. You see the politicians, and you see, they think they can use you people. You great, intelligent, refined Muslims, you don't give into these things. You see what the men telling you? Sir Ali Joseph doesn't respect you. You want the people to vote for you, treat them as voters. Don't bring religious or politics into it. When people notice that you are obsessed for certain things, they take advantage of that. They use you. But you can't use these Muslim guys, ladies, men. No, you can. I don't think you can. Sir Joseph, you can. That your political party, you will not even get 10,000 votes. Just how Cummings will not get 10,000 votes. Just leave that thing. You bring more money outside. The money that you're talking, and you say, George, we have misled the country. And you say, George, we are doing all kinds of things. So no problem. You people are the good ones now. We're about to see you on the stage. We're about to see your political leadership on the stage. Thank God that you have established a political party. You've done the first harm. Your political party ain't even go nowhere. You have shown, you've demonstrated the first leadership blunder, blatant lie, diabolical lie that you gave Muslims holiday. The Muslim that will believe in you, they're not Muslim there. I think mud in that Muslim head, because I will not call it brain. Because, Sir Joseph, you will ever go close to anything called number 15, number 16? You are not even come close. So that your thing there, don't find different people. Don't care to the Muslims. Those people are refined. They are educated. They are highly exposed. They know political rhetorics, chief. They know the people more exposed to political rhetorics than you, Sir Joseph. You know nothing. You are mumu. Yeah, you are just opportune to sit down over there because of George. We are grace. That today you're marching around. You think you're talking to be politician. Yeah. You won't even enter the election. You lie. The first lie you put that. Say you will give Muslims holiday. The people you want your holiday about, beg you. Let's go to the line. Yeah. Those are the three stuff. Let's go to the line quick. Let's take a few cards and then we're out. Before then, let's see some of the comments. Rising Sun said, I heard they're waiting for 2027 to start applying the yellow machines. That a business. They say yellow machine, some of the yellow machines were seized around the border. I don't know that one, but I heard people, but you know that one, that street talk now. People have the right to say anything they want to say. Mandela Jebo said, Liberian people didn't promise any political party vote. Yeah. So we're 2029. What are you rushing for? Gabriel West, right? Let Baka listen to that civilian killer called butt naked and mess with Guinea. That would be the greatest mistake he will ever make in his life. That motto that butt naked man making, man, I mean, scared. Rita. Emmanuel Bro said, in my opinion, those Liberian ex-combatants are simply showboating. They don't have the ability to fight the Guinean army. If they should make any attempt to wage a war against Guinea, then they will know what it means to be militarily superior or supreme. The Guinean army is capable of winning any war against Liberia in a big-time manner and form. What's the next one? Louis Dixon said the president of the United States is not part of it. Please know that only the Democrats do that. What are you referencing, Chief? On the Ghana's news, Rising Sun said the reaction behind this is control the population growth of the African nations. It is a racial ground. Africa must not accept the LGBTQ community. It is not our culture. On the same thing, Emmanuel Bro writes, I support Ghanaian President John Dramani Mahama for standing up against homosexuality in his country. And so, if that university in Pennsylvania likes it, it should cancel President Mahama's honorary doctorate degree. But in my view, it doesn't really matter to the Ghanaian president. Shame on that university for trying to support homosexuality in Ghana. So with that, we'll read the comments in between. Let's go to the line. They go 077-223-9933-0886-304497. The women's line 077798037. Hello.
Yeah. And how are you?
You're fine.
I'm Mohammed Fana from Body Factory.
Yeah, Mohammed Fofana, you on the air.
Yeah, I saw a message I hear today. Where people calling, they say they're taking their boy to go to Wasanga. I'll be at all.
All right. All right, Mohammed. Hello.
Yes, a pleasant good afternoon to you, sir. And let me say a pleasant good afternoon also to your followers. This is Hussein. My name is Hussein. I'm Hussein K, and I call from around Jacobstown. Sam, I listen to you brilliant analysis. Sam, just to inform you, the government had John's statement read by the Minister of Justice, in tenants with the Chief of Staff and the Defense Minister, right, along the Director of Police. And our statement is on the Ministry of Information website. You can get it and share with the public. So moving forward, I have a Ghanaian friend that is my workmate. And he always said, Ghana is the best country in the world. Not that Ghana does not have any bad thing happening in the country, not that they are more developed than other countries, but the mindset that they have as a country, that they believe in themselves, that love for country, being patriotic, is what they continue to say and exemplify. Look, when I listen to people, Guinea have all of this sophistication, Guinea have the military. Oh, who told you that Liberia does not have? We do have similar. But because they hate, for one another, no love for country, we don't want to even show that remorse.
Oh, that now you no love for one another, that now you no hate for country. When you wanted to put the country in war under George Weah? So, you know that one? You know you people were doing it. You know that you wanted to cause war. And you say, you had this thing, George Weah stepped down.
You have all of the time, right? At least let me make my
yeah, but do it quick and go. Do it quick and go, Chief.
Yeah, quick. So, like I always say on your show, if those guys or politicians who said it in the past and think it was okay, then history will record and judge them. We that didn't, do same, we stand for the real truth. And that you have been said.
But it's not individual, it's institution. Unity Party in opposition. But if this thing was happening in Weah's government, but now you put dead bodies all around that border area, you say the people killed, the people dead, the people died, all that thing.
So just to end, the minister has set a caveat to media colleagues, media entity, those who are making reckless and irresponsible statements on this issue, the law will take a course. And you can go and read that statement read by the Minister of Justice.
Yeah, man. You go, the first thing, you must go and arrest his information minister. That kind to show that your government disorganized. You should go to that place and go threaten. I see you, man. You can tell the people why you ought to say control of loyalty. You think anybody afraid of you in this country? This is a democratic culture. You'll be threatening. You can fix why you ought to fix. Let's go, yeah. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, my name is Muhammad Gonzo Fana. Well, I joined a renewed conversation from the Japan Freeway. Imagine these guys, the Unity Party guys, they have already failed our entire country. These guys, they are not stable in giving information. There's a lot of person kind of get information, other person can get information. They are just confusing relevant people. Really. And I hear somebody saying that
you went on, Chief. The women's line or women, you have to use 0886-304497 because your line developed problems. So you can use your call 0886-304497. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Andrews.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Mr. Andrew, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Andrew, for the discussion this afternoon. I think you talk on 3 or 4 pointers, but my attention has been drawn to 2. But before going forward, I just want to tell my friend Hussein Kewu. Kewu, I hope you have sounded the days some state years back. If you are going to sound nationalistic and patriotic like this 6 years back, I think Liberia will have made progress. But on the contrary, what you are exhibiting is just another form of hypocrisy, because you guys drag this country at the peak and at the brink of what President where their body and all for our new country was made to be Liberia under President Weah. Sadly, you are regretting today, but it's late. It's late for me or my brother Hussein. What you say, the stage that you both said is what we are using today. Us will not be there, you guys. We will be very mature and will be meticulous and discuss the issue of the day. Thank you very much. And to the issue, Mr. Andrew, before going forward, Mr. Andrew, what I'm observing is that Liberia is gradually turning into a sovereign state, where every vehicle of government official in the streets is being accomplished by a sovereign today. We don't know whether the president is entitled to it, or once you work in government, you are a sovereign. Sovereign and not become the honor of the day.
Thank you.
Yeah. The next issue, Mr. Andrew, 1 minute. Everybody, Mr. Andrew.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Peter Rennie. Yeah, thank you for the show this afternoon. I love how you're relating to people telling them the truth. One thing, sometimes when you're exercising, it can bother me sometimes. All we are in one country. If even whatsoever people have done, I'm not a solution, I'm not a worker, nothing but only trying to speak the truth. And then in the process that certain things you can speak the truth to or inform us. But what I don't like sometimes, because of the provoking that you'll be provoking the other person and doing this. And you forget to know in the sense that we know that Guinea president, he been doing this, he been on training.
So what's the provocation?
The provocation is making like example what you said, saying that I'm a Joseph Walker, and then furthermore he must go and put the information minister and make them to arrest.
Oh. But you listen, your United Party man who say the Justice Minister released a statement and say anybody making regular statement, the law will take its course. So I said,
I will call you back. Listen for a minute.
No, all right. I reference listen good. I reference him to the Information Minister. That statement the Information Minister made was a regular statement to say that if people not satisfied, you must go in Guinea to go for it. How will you say that of your citizens? And as a reason, the ex-combatants say they're ready to go in Guinea. Then your United Party people, you're going big here. You sure you're not going?
Hello. Hello, Senator.
Yeah, let's hear you. Yeah. The women, hold on, Chief. The women's line developed late problems. So I beg you, we're using this one. Your call 0886 3044 97. The women. Yeah, let's hear you.
Okay, Sir Andrew. Let me tell the Liberian people that Joseph Walker have already failed this country. If you think that 2029 you're going to use the Guinea borders that because of the thing will not do this, will not do that as a blatant lie. Already before the Guinea Saka could come in. Then my attention I'll be doing the Latin one project and I want more spread the whole lapa. One the case there. That he got 8,000 ex-combatants as a blatant lie. And they see no sense they did make Joseph Walker the reckless statement that if you don't win election, Liberia will finish. It's the same old thing they fooling him to go do. But I challenge them, let them go to the one go for Guinea. Well, but then will say that people making 100,000, 1 million will go down for them. So that would be a big mistake they will ever make in the history of their life. Thank you all so much.
Right. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, this is Ed Makar, and I'm the visually impaired that is pushing for the return of President Weah, 2029. You know, so the one when they go construct, then she come back,
No, the United Party pretender.
Yeah, you know, it's just the truth. Because nobody is responsible for your error. Then you want to use arrogance to address them. You don't do that. If this was the case of CDC government, they were saying 5 CDC can wage war all over because of no fear and they don't vote for CDC. That is how they're going to be doing it. But today, man, they want us to be patriotic and nationalistic. You don't force anybody to be patriotic. You don't force anybody to be nationalistic. You're not giving to yourself. We are not following you people. We are speaking with one voice, but we here pointing out what needs to be done. That was happening here. So all of the analysis provided here by this brother on the show, it's not showing you direction, which role you're going to take, which path you're going to take. Because after the statement of the information minister, you have naked bot coming up. After naked bot, you have another group talking about the gay, the people automated 2 weeks or 1 week, 2 weeks. They will move in and do what they can do. All of these things happening, nobody not saying anything about it. This is why I said this on one of the sister stations that don't overlook it. That guys, those guys that I listened to this morning, they may be speaking authoritatively because you may not know that somebody is talking to them from behind the screen. Or Germany, they just be on the standby and we will call you, we will do that. You may not know. So this is why we are sending the warning shot earlier so that they can be able to address it and put it under control. Because anything back up, everybody's going to be the victim. Even right now, we don't even know what our government says. Then somebody come and say, somebody want to be patriotic, somebody want to be like, if we don't want to, you did it yesterday. They will fail to do the same thing. That's it. But we are not following your footsteps. We want to wreck it. We are eating, but we are better than sisters in local country. But we are also telling them that their government let them down. This is the president that they supported. This is the president that they love. This is the uncle. This is the traditional uncle that they support. We think that he has let you down. That's the part. We will speak it out. He and I will support it. Thank you, man.
All right, Mr. Carr, have a nice day. Okay, I think we're managing with the women's line. I think it's restored now. Let's try it. Hello.
Yeah, this is Kenya.
I mean, a women's line, yo.
Yeah, man, please.
Hello. Hello?
Hello, Sam. Yeah, Sam, how are you, brother?
Fine.
Yeah, I'm Abraham Jean Ghana, say, I'm on Lion. Yeah, you know, the Labran people, the people just visit Labran people, they are not smart, they are two set of people where you get calm and then you put a lot of laughs together. The people get a power, they say, when snake boy, when laser pass by, you will be a fair. So the way made a program and I can't finish lying to the Labran people, they already feeling the Chicago. Then they will go and work over somewhere that they don't know from nowhere that we just can't put a lot together. Our Muslim brother and they very smart. So I just want to let them know that the people they coming again, coming with a BB law, be very careful. The better you be with the intro that you know, one of the devil that you don't know from nowhere. So thank you, Baba.
All right, thank you too. Have a nice day. So information coming, they say the lawmakers, majority of the lawmakers, they're planning to go back to have a special session to expel Yeke Koluba, to having impeached or expelled from the House of Representatives. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the one was speaking with you.
So yeah, but you spoke.
Yes,
you made a point.
Of members. I'm only saying. I even congratulate you for what you even said. I told you from the beginning. I said that even for him to make that statement, it was wrong. But what I'm trying to say, all we have won. Sometimes when you see this type of situation is going on in this country, it's not a time for you to make more great out of it. You will say something good in the studio, and later on you will backfire and say different things.
So what's the Margaret now? Explain the Margaret. What is the Margaret?
Okay, the Margaret is saying that what they made is a.
Oh, you want to hear about the man profile? Oh, madam, that one you need to go and read. Oh, sorry, no disrespect to you, but if you are a research person, we're in the world of technology. Just take your smartphone. I know that you have smartphone. Take your smartphone and put in put in Mamadi Dumuya. They will give you. You will not finish putting the full name. Everything will come. Then you read the man's profile. That's the essence. And people can read profile. It's somebody now you go into program. And they will ask you, they say, oh, Madam so and so, we want about you. So we say small thing about you that want to call profile. You will say, or if you don't have the time, you say, oh, you'll go check on the internet. They will go there and see your name. When the people want to talk about Bwaga, you think they can come to Bwaga office and be asking him, we want this, we want that. They just go on the internet. It's there. They see Joseph Yuma Bwaga. Oh, Bwaga was so and so. Born so and so time, served as vice president from this time to this time under former president Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, ran for election from this time to this time, won the 2023 presidential elections against former president George Weah. All that thing there. That same way, go look there, Dumuya there, you're scared? And we get generals here? Come on, man, madam, don't make me, you're kind of way. Can't talk about not talk about it, man. So what? That what the man is. Your children, and you send your son to school. When your son graduate, what you think they can talk? And now the son education, and now the son that want to call profile, the thing that you achieve, that man, that military man, and we get military people here, and we get general. Oh, that one be talking about Liberia get general. We ain't get time to talk about Liberia generals. We're talking about the man on that side. We're telling our people how that man looking, that junta leader there, they can't take anything for joke. So our people must be honest to tell the truth. So you should be saying, let Mr. President tell the truth of this country. What really happened? What led to that misunderstanding? The only person that can tell the truth and everybody will understand is Mr. President. Then you can't be talking all kind of thing. Hello?
Yeah, hello, Senator.
Yeah.
My name is Memo, calling from province. Yeah, I want to ask. It is an akumio. So I just enjoy your beginning or doing all that thing. Jumping here and there. We made Joey on one time president. He will now win again. You know that you wanted to support yourself, and it's why he followed behind you. So you didn't expose yourself. There's one person saying he got 2023 this time around. That's why we're feeling knowing it's a joke or not serious, man. Nobody will take him serious because it's a lifestyle, man. And a lifestyle is not even correct in the country. So we don't even listen to him. I won't pass and say when you get it again. And we think I will not put in law for country. Joey was there was no law for country. They do all kinds of things to bring Joey down to the blowing time because we are not supposed to be to the presidency. They lie on his knee. They do all kind of things. They blaming, they destroying, they blowing down today. So you know that party people now they're the best people. When they become president, when more power down to never something happen, we say, oh, that's a lot for country. Or other person there, no law for country, they will make sure they destroy you. So everybody are open. Nobody now will not stupid again. So I just say no Muslim not voting for you. You are a liar, leave our people alone. Far the better to hold. You can't fool the people. Our man and our partner, they're not stupid. So you want to be president, say the truth. You're not coming for our people. You lie because you want to be president. We know you need to party for you can lie. Nobody will listen to you. So far, so need to hold. Bye-bye, St. Johnson.
All right, madam. Hello. Lower your radio, chief, or cut it off.
Yeah, go on,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, 100% calling from Glory. Yeah, Andrew, I listen to people who don't want to listen now. So it's unfortunate to hear that. I think you can remember when they see Unity Party against Chancellor after 1997 election when they decided to bring their rebels to Mutira from here by foot. I see Unity Party element. When Taylor said they were twinning rebels in Guinea, they see people you see in power today, they said I was loud. Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, they see people, they were here on a Unity Party, man. I said they were going around, they were put censure on Chancellor everywhere after like Blanco voted. Once they put Taylor, we agree you were rebel leader, but like Blanco will not prevail. They want to form a rebel war in Guinea.
they brought it on Chancellor. People die in the country. So propaganda against Taylor. Even when we are at the Great Stone there, the people are getting up. Those United Party guys are in power today. They were all around the world, pushing war. The mother was blasting, they said at Chancellor. The mother was killing a people, they said at Chancellor. There's a day today where they are taking our land. When you speak on the issue of the weakness of their government, they say, you against the country. So it's unfortunate these people, they have nothing to offer like those from the time they found out useless United Party. They can't do anything for the country. So lie. They just hypocrite like the late when you empower to go against you. So it's just unfortunate. That one here, our own brother calling, he's trying to say love of country. We are not talking about love of country. Nobody hates that bro. We're saying the truth. People are taking our land. They have made our people to be displaced. That's what we're speaking of. And the government is not making any move at the border. That's our concern. It's not about, we're not lying. We're not manufacturing any wrong things against our country. We're saying what's happening. And what's happening, you refuse to say what's going on to tell the people like, bro, information minister will not say anything. The president went, what they agree upon, he came, he said different things to us. So the people are like, bro, that's stupid. We will not continue to be like this.
All right.
People will just go and manipulate things against the country that they empower enjoying today. They don't care about anybody.
All right, Chief, thank you.
We don't know.
All right, thank you, sir. Man. So the people say they're going, the next move, they want to impeach Yeke Koluba or to expel him from the House of Representatives. What kind of senator or what kind of representative would support that? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
I'm Samuel calling. I'm calling from the Region Speaker District. There is the party is always money for the Mampuzo.
Oh. No, you don't do that. What kind of man you see here? When we stop the call now, then yeah, well, you use that kind of expression. Anyway, it shows that that's your training. It shows the kind of family you're coming from. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
You know, when you talk about that party.
What is your name?
Anyway, my name is Evelyn. When you talk, thank you for the show this afternoon. Everything that you said down there, it was reality. The only thing I want for the president to do is to tell all this truth, what is happening. To be able to talk to these people, at least for them to go back or we settle things. I think what George opened we are door, which is peace, the peace for all right. So thank you for the show this afternoon. Let God take control in Jesus' name.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, madam. Have a nice Tuesday. The women line, you went off again. Let's try. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes, hello. Let's hear you.
Yes, sir. You know, sir, everything is correct. But, sir, the people say, we just talk. When they are not somebody who will do better for the country. And we pray to God, not God made a Guinea harm or country, and we leave our place and go. But think that the diamond will go in our water that is the fighting for. And our people, our leader here, they represented and the senator and the sitting and they looking at it. Then after the country, after that, we don't vote that people then the now is care for us, they care for their affairs. God will end to call, will sue them on call. And God will bring peace and in our country. God will bring somebody to live our country on some love, our God created, that God do.
Okay. They will tell the truth. And they are the Ministry of Information. You can have, it's not the many conferences that you have. What kind of speech or speeches the public have not heard? The public heard the president. The public heard the speaker. They went there, the deputy speaker, all the people. So the Minister of Justice, the Defense Minister, they still making speeches. They're not the issue there. You simply say, what is the problem? What the country hiding? Must Guinea come out to say before, or must Sierra Leone come out to say before? We have the right to know what is happening. This is our country. This is not a certain people country. Nobody will use the power to threaten people here in any given way. Under no condition. Yesterday, when the government made such a statement to these same Unity Party people, they said, no, that's the law. You have to respect people's opinion. You have to respect. They are citizens. They have the right to know. Y'all have the news conference. That news conference, you just tell us the actual cause so everybody will be finished with it. That's what we want to know. That's what the country wants to know. It's not the issue of exerting power, authority, threatening, all kinds of things. Threat can solve problem. No, just say exactly what the problem is. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
How you doing? Sam Andrew, this is Bambly.
Chief, my man, this women's line, man, 077-980-3775 for the women. Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Sam Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm Peter David Castle, covering under the street light in Lower Johnson. So thank you for the fascinating discussion. You know, Mr. Sam Andrew, the issue regarding to Kumi, for Kumi, I think everybody is aware of his social habits. And he has just proven to us that if you could become a president, that is the kind of policies, you're coming to get introduced into Liberia. But it could be vehemently rejected. And lastly, to the issue regarding to our border, I think the government, from the beginning, the government have been very much weak, and they continue to prove to us that they cannot protect the political landscape of Liberia. And that's why yesterday we articulated to our people that Joseph Imabwaka and Kunis are not going to provide a better governance process of this particular country. Now the reality has set in. Today, information fluctuating from Lofa, higher from Lofa. The Guinean soldiers they are planted the cornerstone in the town of Sonoma. So that's a clear indication at the town. They are already the town is under the Guinean authority, is never part of Liberia.
All right.
And our government is sitting here talking about diplomatic engagement.
All right,
so
thank you.
Gabriel Koma and other guys. So like those and so-called
madam, you went off. The women's line you went off. Let's go the other side. You went off completely. Hello.
Hello, sir. This is Johnson Bojian calling from Ghana Field Supermarket.
077-980-3775. The number you calling on that women's number. That a woman that number. That a woman that number.
Sorry,
the man number that's 0772-2399-33. So go on that line. Hello.
Yeah, this is Bambly calling from Boys Town. Hello?
You are on the air.
Okay. You know what happened, Andrew? The government tried to find a surrogate. They do not want to tell us what is actually going on. But we know there are a lot of tribalistic, intervention that are transpiring between the Mr. Barker, the Salah, and this guy here, Francis, from the Nimale. And they know very well that one day or one upon a time, this Salah man will come back to CDC. So right now, there's an inter-tribal problem that brought the thing, that brought the whole thing up. The people knew that they were managing. They left the say and they carried the track to track, they play and bring the diamond up, bring the gold up. Without informing the people, if you don't have any boundary, your duty to inform the people that's what I want to do, so they will get share. Why you will get from there? So that's what's happening.
All right, Chief.
Our country in a very deplorable condition, and we must act. The Minister of Information should not stop us from saying anything. They decided to demonstrate their love for the people by destroying their property in this country. Domination, destroying people who, that's the turn out those people who have armed This one at night, I return that they should go.
All right, Chief.
Everybody
Thank
should go
you.
right now.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm listening. I did not listen. I have not yet listened to the Minister of Justice. I have not listened to the Defense Minister and the normal loose talk man called Information Minister. The United Party may say the issue is just statement, but as far as I know, whatever they say, they can't threaten anybody, because the first person that they will have to look to and call that a woman born naked. That a woman, the first person that they need to call, since they say they will use the law. I'm listening, because when I listen, I will bring them on. I think they stay at the Ministry of Information talking. When they finish, we'll take all the information, all their speeches, we'll analyze them. And then, so let's get a chance. So what we're doing, we're just assuming. Let's assume that they said it, meaning they did not say it, but we assume until we can get it. We can get hold on what they say. So you can hold anybody. If you want to hold anybody, as they say, the Minister of Justice say, the first person that he called for questioning, that he Information Minister. No one has made threatening statements, heightening tension, than the Minister of Information. But it's not a surprise, because from day one, I've said it. I know most of these people, we've been in this country, we've been seeing them. I know. That's why from the very first day, I said, I can make a good Information Minister. And that's why you're seeing so. The speaker, the regime speaker, I said that he can make, he's inept. He will not make, and you will see more and more. And you're seeing it. I ain't see nothing yet from the regime speaker. So if that came out as they say, then they will go for their men, butt naked. Moreover, assume that statement was made. It can be a blanket statement that anybody say anything in the Guinea crisis, the law is, they will use the law. You have to be specific. I don't think the Justice Minister will stoop so low without being specific. You have to, you're speaking to the nation. The issue is crucial. It is a delicate situation. The country is concerned. It's not that when things happening there, nobody more talk. No, this is not Nebuchadnezzar reign. During Nebuchadnezzar time, he was the lone voice. Even when he was doing wrong, even when things were affecting the people, they muted themselves. In pain, hurt, frustration. That was autocratic, dictatorial, tyrannic atmosphere. This is a democratic culture. Nobody is inciting. Everybody is concerned. But when there is suspicion, it leads people to put their understanding to it as per their assumption. Because you're not telling the people, if you're not saying anything, you just leave it hanging. What do you expect? Come on, man. People are literate, man. Let's not go to that level that will be questioning people. No, you're literate people. You have to be specific. Anything without specification is nothing. You leave people to speculate. And they will not be wrong when they are speculating. People don't speculate when you tell them definitively. They will not speculate. What they will then do now is analyzing. But nobody is saying anything. Sierra Leone not saying anything. Guinea not saying anything. Liberia not saying anything. Then I say nobody more talk. They'll go, you go talk, you call board naked. So the people, you go call, you can call back. I know the reason that what we're hearing, they say most of the lawmakers, they are vexed. So they're convening a special session. According to the information we have, they call special session And the purpose of that session is to take a majority vote to tear against Yeke Koluba to expel him from the House of Representatives. If they did that at their own man, he fought for them. He always say he brought Baka to power, but I know they can't do that. You don't want to stoop so low. You don't want to show that grudge. And the reason why most of his colleagues are uncomfortable and they think that the best thing is to get him out of their midst because they see him as the virus, because Yeke said the land in question is for Guinea. So there are most of the people vex. You see this country, this country, no reason why this country is going to 200 years is still downward because of hypocrisy. This country, no reason why the so-called leaders, they use them like nobody because the people just like flattery. They don't like honesty. No reason why you see people, it's easy to fool people in this country. Just flatter them. Just say things. Even when they're going in the grave, continue to flatter them. Oh, okay, it's fine. Yeah. Don't say any truth. When you say truth, they will go against you. So they say nobody should say anything. Even when the people come in Liberia territory, nobody must say anything. They must say, yeah, Liberia ready. Liberia ready. Liberia can make it. Me, Sam Andrews, I would never ever be sycophantic. You have to respect people for their opinion. You people did it yesterday. And as long as you people did it yesterday, today, nobody doing what you're doing. The government should be honest and even praising the opposition. You're having a field day. You go to bed sound. You wake up sound. You drive around. You go to your office normally. You do your work normally. For 6 years, you kept George Weah uneasy. It was a syndicate. It was a plan. You people supported from every era in this country, out of this country. It was you people playing that the country goes into war. And you people announced with all regret that George Weah must step down. Today, nobody telling Bouaka to step down. That's the difference between these same people that were on radio stations. Only the person who was not in this country will be second guessing. I, Sam Andrews, not second guessing. I was here and stay here. Saw these people from radio station to radio station, calling press conferences, saying all kinds of damning things, defying the president, supporting people burning tire in the streets, protesting 24/7. The Al Jazeera, BBC, VOA, Radio Deutsche Welle, all of those international networks descending on Liberia. Liberia was the epicenter. You had these people, and they themselves confess, going to Washington and telling Washington that the country is unstable, that investors should not come to this country. Today, none of those things happening. Not that the people, the opposition can do it, but the opposition is nationalistic, is patriotic. The opposition is refined. The opposition is intelligent. The opposition is futuristic. The concern about the future of this country. Yesterday, you weren't concerned about the future. Yesterday, you weren't talking anything nationalistic, patriotic. It was not a word, or there were not words in your vocabulary. Everything in your vocabulary was destabilization, disorganization, so much so that all of us know, come on, man, Chief, we know. Who's saying all of those things today? People on radio stations. Today, the opposition, responsible reporting, analysis. But it is only because the opposition, in their refinement, using their literacy, putting the issues out, is hurting you because the truth hurts. Nobody inciting anybody. Yesterday, you were inciting people. You are doing a lot more, and you succeeded. COVID-19, you never sided with former President Weah. You said he did not have the leadership. thanks to his leadership and his team and the international partners, particularly the United States of America that stood with him. Even in COVID-19, you United Party in opposition, we heard some of the things that you people were saying. People were dying, and you people were putting political spin on it because you saw it again as another opportunity to weaponize strongly the WEA's regime to get out. You're talking about drug, that WEA was bringing drug into the country. WEA was drugging the young people. Today, what do we see? Government official, 2 days, 3 days ago, LDEA official caught with drugs. They can't say anything about it. The opposition is responsive, intelligent, refined. We will maintain that path. We will maintain this path. We will not be disgruntled. We will not upset this country. It is not few Unity Party people in this country. All of us are in this country, and we will protect this country. We will keep this country stable. The peace and security of this country will be sustained and enhanced. The opposition will do nothing to destabilize this country as Unity Party attempted to destabilize. Today, all of the surrogates they use, what happened? The surrogates now regretted and they left them. Typical of all. Heron Costa, today, Heron Costa fame, Heron Costa, everything gone. Life gone from him, but he existing as a human being. His political life gone from him. His very Unity Party people, the people that he put himself at their disposal to use, to say all kinds of damning things, to the extent of bringing the former president government down. Your Unity Party people, you don't want to see him. Sorrowfully, he's gone to America to sit down, looking for something to do to sustain himself. He thought that he had succeeded. He did not know that he was in the clutches of the evil ones. When he thought he was going from ministry to ministry, go to information minister and take picture with him, go to VP, took pictures with him, go to speaker, took pictures with him. He did not know that he was dealing with Unity Party people that never forgave. Today, where is that name? That name that resonated in Liberia, border politics, Heron Costa. Unity Party buried it. Even when he was seeking WEA's downfall, we are calling. We are demonstrated. Matthew 5:44. Bless them that curse you. Pray for them that despisefully use you. Do good to them that render you evil. That was a crisis situation. In crisis, former president, we are talking his telephone and call Costa and say, whatever, let's go. Leave it. Unity Party people, were they not wishing WEA's death? Did Unity Party officials not say WEA should die in plane? That the plane should crash? Can anybody say that of Bwaka today? Nobody wish anything evil of our president, because we have clean heart. We have the country in our heart. Jahayo said we have the country in our heart. That's why we have kept the country stable, because the country is in your heart. When something in your heart, you cherish it, you love it, you protect it. The wall, W-O-R-L-D, is in God's heart. The wall is God's precious jewel. So you think you people were saying bad expression of we are? No. You people are saying the truth, but you clouded yourself with ill political reasoning. Where you put things, it's in your heart. Where you love from your heart. Where you do it, your heart. The heart is the pump. It's where all decisions are hashed. It's where every resolution is made. It's where everything is unleashed. So you have it in your heart. What do you tell your friend? He said, my man, keep me in your heart. Oh. I say, madam, please, And what you're saying? Oh, yes. So I think you're saying you're using a bad expression on we are. Yeah, we had the country I had. We have kept the country I had. He protected it. He maintained it. He developed it. Why you people did not have the country I had? In opposition, you did not have the country I had. You people were not thinking anything nationalistic. You people were not thinking anything patriotic. You people were not thinking anything country. You people were thinking and acting destruction, destabilization. We are calm down. The president must step down. Today, nobody get down to tell President Bouaka to step down. President Bouaka has tenure constitutionally. And everybody in the opposition, we respect that. We know him and we respect him to be our president. Even though yesterday you said George Weah was not your president. Josiah Joker sitting over there today. He said he would never call Weah president, but he is a citizen of this country. The other man, Sagboli, he said he would never in his life, if he called Weah president, he must die. This is Sam Andrew saying in his office or Jalatan. Jalatan, the intercession. When you use Jalatan fee, you just bend on your right. You walk 1-2 steps, you see his office. Where is that political party today? He jumped behind Unity Party. He thought that he was getting all of the support. Before President Bouaka could even be inaugurated, they marginalized him. The last time I saw him on Center Street, I almost cried. Pitiful. Train up. Even Zogo fatter than him. And I said to myself, why? Now, why? Not everything from the onset that glitters going to shine perpetually. Sometimes in life, you just need to sit down and say, this is a revolution. Let's see how the revolution will go. These people have taken over. Let's see whether they will look at us, we who have endorsed them, or they will dash us along the way. Let us not give entirely ourselves. Let's wait and see. And then you put on skeptical timing. Skeptical timing is not being faithless. It only means you just looking to see whether there will be a decision, whether there will be a turnaround, a decision, whether they will turn their backs on you. The government can never hold any member from the opposition for anything. Because we're on the right path. We are institutional. We know ourselves. We know what we are headed for 2029, and we will not do it in a disgruntled manner. What happened yesterday was not oppositioning. What Unity Party was yesterday in opposition was not oppositioning. It was pure militarizing the atmosphere. It was a plan to destabilize, to unseat the government then. We cannot, we will not do it. It is not in the opposition DNA. We are responsible opposition, refined, intelligent, protectors of this country called Liberia. We will maintain our civility. We will enhance our vision of 2029 and will charter our course as we are doing on a path that will lead us to the presidency. And that's why we maintain that former President George Weah returns to the presidency. We are returning to the president will not be by any disgruntled means. We are returning to the presidency will not be by any disgruntled means. It will not be by any destabilization. It will not be calling protests here and there. That is why since President Boakai ascended to the presidency, you have never seen a single protest from the opposition. What you saw was a civil society protest called by Solidarity and Trust for a New Day. Former President George Weah returns to the presidency 2029. We remain peaceful, we remain law-abiding, as former President Weah has always urged. We remain law-abiding, we put our country first, we put the peace and stability of our country above every other thing. Thank you for being with us. That's all the time we've got to be with you. We're back tomorrow if God permits. Join us at 8 o'clock when the doctor himself is in, the teacher of the line, the light of the nation, the evangelist, and Anthony at law, A.B. William, with face the issues. If God permits, we're back tomorrow. This is how we go home.
Joy. Rastafari. It's a redemption day.
Wagwan must struggle.
Wagwan revolution people.